Hello, and welcome to episode 60 of Missed Mando, Ontario's source for the latest in the disc golf world. I'm your host, Robbie Holden, joined, as always, by my friend and co-host, Sean Galbraith. Shawnee G, how you doing, and what you been up to since the last episode, my friend? We are right into the thick of disc golf season now.
Absolutely doing fantastic, Mr. Robert. Was out at Five Sisters this past weekend for the Five Sisters Open and was absolutely blown away by that course. What incredible course. Top 5, maybe top 3 course in Ontario. It is so good. It is currently 25 holes long. They're looking to expand it to 27, and then who knows? They got like 180, 190 acres and lots of plans for that course to expand it even more. 3 tee pads for each hole. It's so good. It's so good. You need every shot. It's slightly lefty friendly, I would think, based on how many forehands I had to throw, which is not that many. And while you are, of course, known for being Roller Coaster Robbie, I am Captain Consistency. Unfortunately, it was consistent at plus 20 both rounds, and I finished in second last place in MP40. Let's go. Probably going to be my best finish this year. Had a blast playing with the guys. There's 5 of us in the division. We were all on the same card for both rounds. Can't say enough good things about the tournament. The TD, the Emily and Derek for this course, top notch all around. It is a must play event. Fantastic. Can't say enough. It's so good.
Yeah, I can't wait to get out there and try it at some point. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the course, so that is on my list of things to do, hopefully this year for sure. And I was playing some tournaments myself over the last 2 weeks since we last had an episode, but I started out 2 on the same weekend and then a weekend off. I played the Stones Throw Spring Open and then played in the Project 15 Open, which both were absolutely incredible. MA1 at Stones Throw, and then the Project 15 Open had MPO, FPO, and then color divisions. So I was playing in the 970 and under division, which was a blast. I had great card mates the whole time. Got to play with some MP40 guys that I don't usually get to play with, but got to because of the ratings-based divisions. So that was a lot of fun, including friend of the podcast, Justin Murphy. Got to play with him for the first time and absolute blast. Hopefully we can do that again at some point. It'll have to be one of these divisions again, because by the time I get to MP40, he'll be MP50, and it's just that trend will just keep going until we're at MP80 and 70. If we're still walking by then. But lots of great tournaments, some of which we will get into in this episode. But first, we are going to send it over to our feature interview for this episode, and we are very excited to welcome Carter Yeomans to the show. We will be right back on Missed Mando. Our next guest joined the PDGA in 2022 and quickly entered the win column, winning his first 2 tournaments in MA3 and MJ18 before jumping into MA1 and collected his first win in that division later that season as well. In 2023, he collected 3 MA1 wins, highlighted by the Ontario Provincial Championship, and he also secured his first MPO win at the Quinty Quest 1. After another MA1 win to start 2024, he officially went pro, collecting multiple top 10s, including 3 podium finishes and a win at the Stones Throw Fall Open. 2025 was his best season to date, though, with 8 top 5 finishes, including 4 wins, but he's looking to outdo himself in 2026 as he's a perfect 2-4-2 to start the season after winning the Stones Throw Spring Open and the Five Sisters Spring Open. It is a pleasure to welcome to the Miss Mando podcast, Carter Yeomans. Carter, thanks for joining the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm honored.
It is a pleasure to finally get you on the podcast. I know it is something that we have talked about at tournaments before, and it is a
Yep.
perfect time to do it now because of obviously your incredible hot start to the season, which we will get into a bunch for sure in this interview. But as we like to do with first-time guests on the podcast, let's take things back to the start of your disc golf journey. When did you first discover disc golf, and who or what originally got you introduced to the sport?
Yeah, so I started when I think it was 2021 when Gavin Bridgewater and his brother Caden uh, knew that we played a lot of baseball, and that got stopped because of COVID. So they said, "Hey, there's a disc golf course 5 minutes down the road. Do you guys want to try it?" I said, "Yeah, sure. Why not?" And we started out with playing with ultimate frisbees, just going through the course, not really knowing what anything was or anything. And actually, the first time there, we read the T signs, and there's red that was labeled beginner, and white was intermediate, and then blue was pro. And we thought, well, we're not beginners. We know how what frisbees fly and stuff. I had no idea what disc golf was. And so, yeah, I think we made the first hole at Stones Throw, same as it was, whatever, 5 years ago when I started, into a par six, just because we couldn't get to the basket. And that was awesome. Yeah, that's how I got started. And Gavin still plays, and everybody still plays that I started with, so it's awesome.
So your first course was Stones Throw?
Yes, yeah, it was a rude awakening.
And listen, Stones Throw Golds
No, there's only the
or
red, white,
pros?
and blue. Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so blues.
blues. Yeah, but that's not even played just because it's incredibly difficult.
So what do you think do you remember your score from that first round back then with your with the
Oh
ultimate
boy,
discs?
I'm not sure. I know we only played 9 holes though, just because we were done after 9, throwing all the shots we could. But
You threw all the
yeah,
shots.
oh yeah, we were everywhere. It was not good, but
So
that's
did you
okay.
find that did you when you first started throwing that your a baseball background helped?
Yes, for sure. Having played baseball literally my entire life and still do, baseball is a huge part of disc golf, I think, and definitely gave me a leg up on everybody else at the start.
What do you think about it sort of crossed over between the two?
Yeah, so swing a baseball bat and the ready backhand is very similar in terms of like footwork and the weight transfer throughout, and even the elbow plane is very close to what baseball is. Um, and yeah, and then having all the athletic background from baseball and knowing how my body moves and stuff, it helps a lot with the snap, I guess you could call it, and the explosiveness of disc golf.
How uh did your friends also play baseball? Were you like out throwing them from the beginning?
Yes. So yeah.
Don't be modest. Those guys sucked,
Uh,
obviously.
uh,
You can
yeah.
say it.
So I threw further than at the start for sure. Gavin started out throwing the furthest. He's a year older, but he also played a lot of ultimate growing up, so he
Mhm.
had a little bit of a leg up there. But my brother played baseball as well, but the other two did not. So it was we were pretty equal to start, and then as soon as I got my first set of disc golf discs, which weren't even discs, they were just beginner pack from Amazon. It wasn't even a name a main brand company. I think it was like Hathaway Disc or something. It was little plastic things, and they had like a polo, no, not polo. What's that? Polecat. There we go. A polecat
Of
type
classic.
disc, and it was called the long distance. And then the same disc, but came with a separate pack, was the putter on the other one or something. It was crazy. It was awful
So
disc. But
So you pick up a disc, you like it, you play your first round, you're enjoying it. How quickly after you first started throwing and trying disc golf and learning disc golf did you think, you know what, I'm going to jump into the tournament scene?
Yeah, so how long was it?
And start winning from the start, of course.
Yeah, so I think we picked it up in the summer and then I kind of forgot about it until the winter. Just because the grass was so tall at Stones, you couldn't play it. And then I got my first starter set in that Christmas, and I got a basket with it. And then I think that spring, everybody got some discs from the course owner of Stone. So Barry, he was selling them at the time. We had Daredevil disc, and I think my brother's first disc was a Champ Firebird, which probably not the best
Holy
disc to
crap.
start it with. Yeah, I actually still bag
Wow.
it to this day. It's still very
Notable
overstable.
beginner
So.
disc, the Firebird.
And I think later that fall, I played my first kind of tournament. It was at Hunters Creek, just north of Stones Throw. I don't think it was sanctioned, but yeah, I think I shot like an
That's the golf
80
course, right?
something. Yeah, it's a golf course up
Yeah.
there. And my brother actually beat me in that one by one. Um, yeah, I think we both shot like 15 over par. It was crazy. I don't know how we won, but yeah, and then pretty
With
much
a
as soon as that
Firebird
tournament
and a
was
beginner
done.
set.
Yeah. And then ever since that tournament was done, Cam, Cam, the co-owner of Stones, um, he told us about a tournament that was coming up, and we said, "Yeah, let's do it. Why not? See what happens." And I remember the first hole we did shotgun start. My first hole was on hole 17, and I played with Tobin. And I remember him missing like a 5-foot putt on the first hole or something. Don't mean to throw him under the bus or anything, but yeah, we were both saying MA3, and he was like, "All right, this is gonna be a long round." And I think it was. I think there was at one point there was like an 8-card backup on 18 or something or 9. Yeah, it was awesome. Good opening or a good first tournament to start with. Just
Sure.
4.5 hour round, I think. So awesome.
I will say that Tobin is still missing 5 foot putts, so nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in that regard at all. But something that has changed is you were talking about, who threw the furthest when you were first getting out. And as somebody that knows everybody that was in that original group, I'll say that those guys are lucky to even sniff within 100 feet of you now. So some things definitely do change over time, and that is for sure one of them. As I could say, as somebody that is still continually mind boggled every time I watch Carter throw a disc, and how it looks like he's doing something entirely different than I am. And that's probably why the result is entirely different as well. But, anyways, so Carter, you went to MA1 in your first year of playing sanctioned events and MPO the next year, moving up divisions faster than almost anybody that I know who. Of people getting into disc golf, and you first accepted cash in 2024 as well. What has helped you in your journey to become a better disc golfer and elevate your game so quickly? Do you work on things like field work and practice during the season, during the off season? Obviously, you mentioned like the baseball correlation as well. So, what do you think has gone into that sort of quick ascension for you in the sport?
Yeah, definitely lots of field work. Way more field work than putting, unfortunately. But yeah, lots of field work, and the people here at Stones, like the community in Kingston and Belleville, they're awesome. Just the consistent motivation and just telling me like, "Hey, you got this." And after I won an MA3 at Stones, Cam was like, "Hey, you should try MA1 next time. See what it's like." And so I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" They started it, and yeah, just the support from everybody is unreal out here, and everybody in disc golf community is just awesome. So everyone just motivated me from the start to keep going and get better, and I have them to thank for it for sure.
You made the jump to MA1 pretty quick. You got a lot of success there. At what point were you like, you know what? I give me the money. I want to go pro instead. This I don't need a player's pack. I need the cash.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of just watching the scores from all the tournaments I've been in 2023 when I did all the MA1 and comparing myself and like I'm pretty close to those scores and uh, and then lots of work over that off season, kind of get my accuracy and form and everything just that little bit better to make that push. And it was working a lot faster than I thought it would. So I told Cam that I'm signing up for MPO for the fall or spring open next year and did not do great, but it was a great learning experience, especially with Oz there. Just completely changing my perspective on disc golf just by how he throws and how he putts and everything. It's incredible to watch. And yeah, after that, I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's work hard. Let's get better. Let's see what happens from there. And clearly,
This was the 2024 Stones Throw or the 2023?
Yeah. Oh, did I play NPL in 2023? Oh, I guess do that one then. I thought it might have been 2024.
You did. Sure, yeah, you play. So you played the MPO at the 2023 spring, the Stones Throw Spring Open. And let's see here. You said I believe you said you did not do very well. And let's see, you placed third. You were tied for third.
Wasn't there only like 4 or 5 people though? I thought maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But
there were 5. There were 5. But like, you lost to Oz. Like that. Like Oz is like that's a very respectable and honorable loss. You followed it up again in 2024 with another third place. But much closer, only 3 strokes off of first. Definitely showing a lot of progress there. What do you, obviously Stones Throw you're very comfortable at. Is this considered your home course?
Yeah, it's 5 minutes down the road, and I think the next closest is 25 minutes away. I'm pretty lucky.
What do you, other than it's a great course, what do you like about that course relative to your game?
I like how much options it has. Cam is big on having multiple options on every hole and having unique shot shapes. So I feel like just getting comfortable throwing all the different lines from all the different tees, every single one is a different challenge. And I guess being able to progress through the tees as it got better, like starting at the red tees, getting comfortable there, and then testing out my distance on the mix of red and the whites, and then jumping to the whites, and then eventually hitting the blues from time to time. It's helped me quite a bit. And yeah, just throwing all the different lines on all the different holes.
When you made the jump to pro, were there any surprises that you found? Were you like, oh, actually, this is actually pretty easy? These guys, pro's not actually all that difficult. Or was there a bit of a learning curve to playing in that upper division?
There was definitely a big learning curve, not only with everyone distance and accuracy and consistency, but mainly the putting. The putting, like nobody missed putts. It was incredible. And as who's ever played with me before knows that was not a good putter at all. So yeah, I feel trying to make that. Yeah.
I'm also not a good driver.
That luckily, like driving is definitely the main part of my game. If I'm struggling off the tee, I'm pretty much near the bottom, unfortunately. But I've done a lot of work on my putting this off season, so I think it's getting better. It feels better at least.
Putting has definitely improved, and I I can sadly confirm what Cart said there, that there's been some putting struggles out there on the courts. For him, I have witnessed it with my own eyes, but I have also witnessed some absolute insanity from you off of the tee. I've seen some crazy putts from you as well. But definitely more off the tee. I've seen crazy. I think that you would even agree that you were more of a thrower in terms of your play style. And you are incredibly accurate, but you're very powerful as well. I'm curious, what's your longest recorded throw that you've actually measured for distance?
I know for sure I have a 550. I
Oh,
think I have, I don't know if this counts, but I think I have like a 570 at hole one, just throwing it down the hill. Yeah, I don't know if that counts.
okay, yeah, yeah.
I have 550 on flat ground with little wind, so that was huge.
Yeah, that really doesn't surprise me to hear, yet still simultaneously still boggles my brain as somebody that is happy when I hit 400 feet in a flat field. Uh, you're clearing me by 150, no problem. But I'm also there's a part of me that is glad, as much as I miss play with you when you used to be an MA1 player, there's definitely a part of me that is glad that you moved up to MPO as quickly as you did, so I didn't have to get my ass kicked as often by you. But anyways, so um oh, where am I here? My mouse is doing weird things and moving things around. All right. So far this season, you've won both tournaments that you've played, winning by 8 and 12 strokes, respectively, just absolutely putting the boots to the field. What did you do over the offseason to come out of the gate so hot this year? And what in your game is really clicking right now and helping lead to such dominant play?
Yeah, I worked a lot on putting this off season, like a lot of hours and indoor, outdoor in the snow, putting league we have in Kingston. Um, a lot of that, and I feel like my distance is up a bit. My accuracy is a bit down from what I was expecting it to be, especially after playing the fall league at Stones. Um, but yeah, I'm like throwing the disc further than I have been consistently, and yeah, just making some crazy putts has really been saving me a lot um, over the past two tournaments.
The
What
first
kind
one
of
that you
range
took
would you say
down
you're
was,
accurate to? Oh, go
sorry,
ahead, Robbie.
Shelby. Okay, I was gonna say, the first tournament that you took down was the Stones Throw Spring Open, taking it down on home soil again, defending your home course. Um, what were some of the key moments that you think really helped lead? I mean, obviously, like I mentioned, it was a 8-stroke win, so you were probably cruising by the end. But was there anything in either of the rounds that stand out to you as a moment where like you're either proud of how you recovered from something or you had a crazy putt or a sick drive that blew your mind, anything like that that comes to mind from that tournament?
A little bit. For starters, on hole six, we played from the red tees, as whoever played there knows. It was quite windy that first round, and I went like a sky turnover shot, and I landed probably like 60 feet away from the basket. I don't know
My
if anyone can picture it.
goodness.
It's like you go straight for about 100 feet off the tee, and then probably 200 feet right. And yeah, I was pin high to the right and didn't make the putt, but I got the birdie in the end. Yeah. And I actually, after the first round, I think I was only leading by one. And yeah, it was a three down, a crazy high rating. It was probably a little too high of a rating, to be honest. But on 13 of the first round, I made a 70-foot putt on 13, I think it was. It was like a Annie putt that went around the pine tree on the left of that. And that was, as soon as I made that, I was like, all right, right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I mean, I doubled the next hole, but that's okay. I don't have to talk about that. And then actually on the second round, when we got past hole 15, my lead went from 5 to 3. And I think Jacob Manville birdied 15, and I bogeyed it. And I was like, oh, there's 3 holes left. I have 3-shot lead. I just have to try and not mess it up. I had 8 at one point. And I think at the start of the round I had 8, or middle of the round. And yeah, I just parked 16 for the only birdie of the day on that one. It felt nice. And then threw a monster drive on 18. I was probably 100 feet away from the gap off of the white tees on 18, which again, whoever played that hole, not an easy shot. And I just said, whatever happened, happened. And I just threw it as hard as I could, and it worked out, thankfully.
The way that 16 was changed for this tournament, parking that one for a birdie is absolutely insane. To me, I guess anybody that has even played the course, but wasn't there for the tournament will think of 16 as a little different, but the basket was pulled back a little, actually a lot this year and turned into a par 3. But still from the white tees, which you were playing an MPO and I was playing an MA1, was still insane. I mean, I double bogeyed it at one point in round 1, and parking it for a birdie is something that I can't even comprehend. But I will say that hearing all of these shots are mind-boggling to me, and I don't think there are enough people out there that will understand the insanity of some of the shots out at Stone's Throw. And more people need to go out and check out Stone's Throw. I've said it so many times on this podcast, but I know as somebody who it's your home course, you'll definitely agree with me that it is one of the most underrated gems in Ontario for courses.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Stone Throw was awesome.
And speaking of underrated gems, this past weekend, you took down the Five Sisters Open, and I'd never played the course before. Man, what a course that is. To me, that's a top 5, maybe top 3 course in Ontario. It's absolutely fantastic. As I think Robbie said in the opening, it was a fairly close battle. You know, you only won by, let me see here, 12 strokes over Jacob Mainville. Your final score was a neg 15 with an incredible negative 10, a 1023 rated second round, and that included 3 bogeys. How do you think you did on that tournament? Fairly happy with that. And what do you think of the course? Clearly works well for your game.
Yeah, I mean, the course is unreal. It is awesome. It definitely, like you said, top 5 course in Ontario, in my opinion. Incredibly thankful that Emily and Derek have let us play on their property. And hole 1 is right beside their house. So yeah, awesome course. And yeah, I played pretty well at second round. A little shaky at times.
Pretty well. It's fine. It's adequate, really.
A little shaky at times in the middle part there, and then it kind of opens up a little bit on that back 11 or whatever it is. And yeah, just something clicked on one of the holes, and just cruising from there. Everything was coming out perfectly clean. The putt was feeling great. Like, I had no nerves at all, no second guessing myself on any of the tee shots on that back, whatever, 11. Yeah, that course is awesome. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, and from holes 11 to 23, you shot -9 with so 9 birdies and 4 pars, Were you really disappointed in yourself with those pars?
A little bit, yeah. A couple of them, I couldn't. After the last hole on hole 23, a little bit of an errant tee shot, and then I threw this super not smart shot on the second shot and made it to 50 feet. It was like a really stretched out, like sidearm super flex with a Firebird, and got to like 50 feet. Just missed that putt, but yeah. But I wanted all the birdies. I was going after everything, like I always do.
Let's just go back to hole 3, the double Mando to the island. You took a bogey on a 177-foot hole. What happened? Did you go OB in the water? Or did you miss the Mando?
I did. I went OB in the water. I threw it down the hill. I was played it at the downhill hole. There's an island green and there's a moat around it. And there's some branches just behind the Mando on the left. And I had just clipped the back end of those and dropped right in the middle of the water. And from where it went, I couldn't quite see the basket. I had to do an Andy putt from there, but that's what it is.
I mean, so I just want to say I got a par on that hole. So basically, that's what I'm saying. I'm better than you.
Yeah.
We'll ignore the plus 20 of my round part. But on that one hole, I can say in one round, I beat you. Was this your first 1,000+ rated tournament?
No.
I didn't think so. I figure you'd be collecting them like candy right now.
I see at Stone's Throw, the tournament before was 1,000 rated. Probably should not have been. Definitely should not have been. And then I think
Some soft ratings out there.
Oh, for sure. I think I've shot 5 under total, and I think my 3 under was 10, I don't know, 10, 15 or something. And I think last year 5 under was barely 1,000. So, yeah.
Well, if the ratings are super soft, I definitely need to get out there to try and juice mine a little bit. Maybe I'll get up to 860 someday.
You got it.
Maybe.
You got it. I think I had 1 or 2 other tournaments where I averaged 1,000. One I think was Stone's Throw Spring Open last year, and then P15 maybe the event after that last year. I can't recall, but I think I don't have more than 5 though. I'm sure about that. But
I was going to say, not only have you had 1,000 rated tournaments before, you are currently, albeit through 2 events, having a 1,000+ rated season so far, with back-to-back tournaments at 1,000+ rated in all 4 rounds. If I'm not mistaken, which is incredible. So looking ahead more to the rest of this season, you're currently only signed up for 3 more events this year. Are you looking to do a similar number of events of last year, or are you looking to be a little more selective? Sort of, how do you envision the schedule of the rest of your season looking like?
Well, I plan on playing provincials in Kentville this year. I think I want to sign up for the Lucky Lions tournament in Almont. I think it's in Almont. And then there's one more. What is it? The Kentville tournament, the Ferguson Forest. If they have one this year, I want to go into that one as well if I can. And then I know there's the Stone's Throw Fall Open and the Five Sisters Fall Tournament. I'm not sure exactly what that's called, but if they have those, I'll be in those as well. Maybe try and sneak in an A tier somewhere. I'm not sure if there's any open that have open spots, but if there is, I might try and sneak into one of those. But yeah, probably similar number of events than last year.
I will say that I don't think there will be a 5F this year based on them having provincials. I wouldn't take it directly from me, but should the way that Sean is nodding and shaking his head right now, I would say that he agrees with the statement that I am making. Just by the way, if you listen to the podcast and don't watch it, you miss out on some ridiculous faces out of myself for sure, but mostly Sean. So check us out on YouTube where you can see all of our lovely faces. Um, so it sounds like you'll be staying a little more regional. Is there a other than probably provincials? I would guess. Is there a tournament that you're looking forward to the most? I know you're signed up for Blueberry Brawl, which is a annual favorite of mine, which I will unfortunately be missing this year, but is always a favorite of mine. So is there one that stands out that you're like really looking forward to?
Yeah, the Blueberry Brawl. I can't wait. Kyle and Travis, local guys here, have been talking it up for years, and I've heard nothing but good things about it. So I'm super excited for that one.
Does it give you your first time up playing that tournament in that course?
Yeah, yeah, it is. I'm excited.
You are in for one, a great weekend, two, an absolute grind of a tournament, 4 rounds of 22 holes over 2 days. It is a definitely a brawl on your body, but one of my, I mean, I've said it multiple times on the podcast, one of my favorite tournaments of the year. So you will have an absolute blast, and I stand by that as a pick for tournament to look forward to the most for sure.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
So you're absolutely shredding the tournament scene. Have uh have any companies reached out? Have you reached out to any? Because like I don't think you're sponsored now. Is that correct?
No, I'm not sponsored. I was sponsored, I think in 2024, and I made the decision after that unless a company reaches out to me, I think I'm just gonna be happy throwing what I like to throw, and yeah, that's kind of my plan going forward for that.
So clearly, companies need to slide into your DMs with the money bag emoji. So if if you're totally open bag right now, what is there a particular manufacturer you like and would, hey, come on, give me that money? Or are you like a full open bag, throw everything kind of player? What are your most important go-to discs? A little bit of an in the bag.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much completely open. I have Innova, Discmania, MVP, Prodigy, all the all the main ones, but definitely Innova Champ Destroyers are my go-to distance driver. I have two of them in the bag. They look identical. I mistaken them once at Five Sisters, and it was a big mistake. But yeah, besides my destroyers, I have 2019 Street Team Prodigy A1, and it used to be Cam's, the owner Stone's throw there, and he gave it to me. And the staple, I can't go without it. And same with the Prodigy PA5. That one, I throw that everywhere. It's the go-to.
Sounds like Prodigy might be a good one to hook up with.
Maybe, maybe.
Come on,
Who
Ian
knows?
Brooks, make the call. Make the call. Let's go.
I
We'll
guess.
say a little
Yeah.
insider baseball knowledge. Carter was formerly sponsored by Prodigy
Oh
a
well,
couple years ago.
screw
So
those
look,
guys.
little insider
Yeah.
knowledge.
What? Huh. Well then, anybody but Prodigy, give him a call.
Yes. That I
Oh,
can't
how did
say
you like?
anything. Sorry.
So at Five Sisters, how do you like playing between disc catcher and then Prodigy baskets mixed randomly all around the course?
Yeah, that was I actually didn't even notice it until halfway through the first round when I noticed that the chains looked a little lighter on the end of the ones, and it got in my head a little bit, probably on the end of the baskets. For some reason, they just always looked like they were gonna do something funny, but they never did for me. I saw a couple, weird spit outs on both baskets, but yeah, I didn't have any problems. It caught me a little off guard, but I got used to
Just remember, always blame Prodigy baskets, even when it's not a Prodigy basket. That's really my
course.
entire putting strategy.
it. Same.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We're basically the same quality putters.
Yeah, we're both lefty putters. We're good.
A lefty putter while being a righty thrower is
Lefty sidearm
We need
too.
to we need to explore that a little bit. What? That's basically my question. What? How?
also throws a really good lefty forehand as well.
Yeah.
Why? Basically, all of the base questions: the who, what, where, when, how. But like, what, why, and how are most of my questions.
Yeah. So playing baseball my entire life, I'm a lefty with everything. So lefty putt just felt more natural. Same with lefty sidearm. And then the righty backhand was because I bat left in baseball, and the footwork and like the way your body moves with the swing and the throwing of a baseball is almost identical to disc golf. So it just felt a lot more comfortable. You probably won't like to hear this, but I'm also working on a lefty backhand, and it's okay. It's not good, but it's okay.
I mean, as a full only lefty player, I find this very disrespectful, but that's okay. But no, I totally know what you mean. Like back in when I was a young lad, which was in the 1900s, I played baseball badly as well, and full lefty batter, everything. So I can totally I can see what you mean by the righty backhand being more natural to
Yeah.
you. It makes total sense to me. It's just conceptually, it's wild. I would be like, I don't understand what's going on if I saw you just randomly switching between the two. Why would you throw a lefty forehand versus a righty backhand? What kind of shot would you use to differentiate, or what kind of situation would you be in where you have to differentiate between the two?
Yeah. So most of my scramble shots and up shots and everything are forehand, just because I find it easier looking at the basket. Getting those little touchy shots are easier with my forehand, and also low ceiling. I feel forehand is a little bit easier for me than getting low with the backhand. But yeah, other than that, there's not much. I don't really throw sidearm off the tee unless I absolutely have to, or just for some reason it feels right. Like actually at the Five Sisters tournament hole, well, I'm not gonna be able to remember what hole it is, but it goes downhill and then back up a hill. There's rocks in front of the basket and
I
the
know the one,
elevated
yeah.
basket before the Mando hole or whatever. I threw a sidearm on that just because of the low ceiling and the weird gap shot there. And I put it way further than I wanted to. And kind of just a bad thing about not throwing many sidearms off the tee. And just went way too far, but that's okay.
So did you say you're working on a righty forehand?
No, lefty backhand. Lefty backhand. If I said righty
Okay.
forehand, I meant lefty backhand. Yeah, my righty
No, you
forehand
totally
can
didn't say
maybe
that.
go 50 feet. Maybe. It's
So
awful.
you basically have two throws that do the same thing, just presumably at different distances. When you need a shot that's going right, what kind of throw would you be throwing? Are you just going an understable turnover shot or Annie, or do you have a shot that will like traditional lefty backhand? Do you have a shot that's going to go right?
Yeah. Most of the time, if I need to throw something that goes right, I'll just grab another stable disc and throw it flat and let it turn, depending on the shape, obviously. I get hole 10 at Stone's Throw. From the blue tee, it's a weird little 200-foot stall hyzer, maybe even less than that. and I went lefty backhand on that one just because it's pretty much a spike hyzer. So it's weird to throw a backhand at that hole. I'm sure Robbie knows that. But yeah, that's the only time I've thrown a lefty backhand at a tournament, I think, was those 2 rounds on hole 10.
That is an absolute cheat code. I will say that I did have a really, really good righty forehand shot on hole 10 during Stone Throw. Got the birdie for the first time ever.
Nice.
Actually, I think I might have birdied it twice,
Oh, yeah.
which yeah, I mean, not to toot my own horn or anything over here. But I will say the first time I saw it, and it blew my mind when, I'm up against like a tree or something, and you got to go patent pending to get the arm to be able to get a full swing in. You can't do the forehand; it's too close to a tree. Traditional backhand, you're gonna clobber the tree in your backswing, and Carter can just so easily walk up and just stand there and lefty forehand it and get out of any sort of pinch when he's on the right side of the edge of a fairway or something. It is an absolute cheat code, but incredible to see. And I always love versatility like that. So always will commend you for that. So, Carter, looking ahead to the rest of the 2026 season and beyond, really, what are your goals for this season? And I guess more generally, what are your goals in disc golf? Because you're still obviously very young, do you see yourself starting to, travel over and starting to play in some bigger A tiers in the States? Maybe playing in a Q Series event, getting on to the Pro Tour, dabbling your feet in there at some point. Where do you see your trajectory and what are your goals in disc golf?
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream, right? To be on the Pro Tour. Um, as for short-term goals, I just want to stay consistent, stay healthy. Haven't had a disc golf injury yet, thankfully. So if I keep that going, that'd be nice. And yeah, if I could maybe go down to the States, play a big A tier, um, that'd be nice to see kind of the competition there. Um, yeah, play maybe some bigger A tiers here and see how I do. But the main goal is just to be consistent and healthy right now.
I'd say that is a great goal to have as somebody that is constantly coming off of a course in pain. Uh, Take care of yourself when you are young so that you aren't like this when you get old like me or old like Sean. And then your body is really aching. So I don't know if this year if it would be a possibility. But obviously Worlds is down in Michigan this year. I believe next year is when it is in Portland, and then it goes back over to Europe, if I'm not mistaken. Do you have plans on trying to play in a World Championship at some point? Has that thought even crossed your mind at any point yet?
It hasn't, to be honest. It'd be awesome just to be able to go down to the States and play in one of the tournaments on the Pro Tour. That would be awesome. And then, I mean, I can't even imagine what it'd be like to play in Worlds or even any major for that fact. But that'd, that'd be awesome.
So outside of the majors, then, just a standard Elite Series or DGPT Plus event, if you could pick any of the three Pro Tour events to play in, what would be your top three that you would pick to play?
I think number one, I think has got to be Portland, Oregon. Playing up there in the Pacific Northwest would be
Yeah.
insane. It would be awesome. Um, I think
That's a
then
little
I
bit of
gotta
a cheat
go.
code in this question too, because that is a tournament that has two courses. So you're getting two courses for the price of one tournament with that answer.
There,
So playing chess out here.
there you go. I think then it's got to be Hornet's Nest or the Champions Cup, whatever wooded course is there. I can't remember what it's called. And then I think Maple Hill has got to be the the last one I picked there. It'd be awesome. I know people that live like 10 minutes away from Maple Hill, and they say it's awesome and incredible, and very difficult, but that'd be awesome to go try.
As someone who's, as Robbie knows, and I've said many times, someone who was on staff at the MVP Open, that place is the best. It is worthy of its reputation. It's my favorite course. You will absolutely love it when you get to play it.
No doubt there at all. All right, Carter, we have had you for a while now already, but before we let you go, we would like to hit you with a few lightning round questions that we ask all of our new guests. Just some quick answers, whatever comes to your mind first. And I've got a nice, easy softball for you to start. What is your favorite course?
Stones Throw, gotta be.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was coming as soon as I didn't even have to read it. I just knew it was coming.
What is the hardest course you have ever played?
I think it's got to be Winthrop University, in South Carolina.
Yeah, that one would leave me crying for my mama, I think. It looks pretty daunting. One sport to play or watch other than disc golf. What are you choosing?
Surprise, surprise, baseball.
Yeah. It's been some pretty predictable answers here so far. I read you
Who's
like
your
a book.
team? Is it is Blue Jays your team?
Gotta be, always.
Let's go.
Always.
Go. Come to Toronto. We'll go to a game.
For sure. Yeah.
What song makes you turn the volume up to max?
I think I have to go with Mansion by NF. Love that song.
That is a great tune. There's a lot of NF that when it comes on my shuffle, it's volume right up to max
Oh, yeah.
immediately. What is your favorite place to stop for food on a road trip?
Huh. I think I have to go Wendy's. I'm a big Wendy's guy.
I'm with you. I'm with you there, my
Yeah.
friend. Baconator can't be beat.
What movie never gets old no matter how many times you watch it?
Oh, I can't think of any movies right now. Oh, you want the Now You See Me movies? Those ones. I don't know why.
Oh,
Okay, obscure choice.
those are fun. Those are a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Well, I guess kind of goes along. Not really a superpower, but the question is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? I don't think sleight of hand really counts as a superpower, but they make it seem like.
They definitely do. Probably flight. I mean, it's boring, but it'd be nice to be able to fly around everywhere. Not have to drive or deal with traffic or anything. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, not only would that probably be my answer as well, I think it's the answer that we've probably received the most when we've asked these questions to guests that we've had on before. So it is a reliable answer and a good one, if you ask me. And that does it for the lightning round. So, Carter, thank you so much for joining us. We've had you for a while. Before we do officially let you go, do you have any shout outs that you would like to give or any comments? Anything that you would like to say before we let you go? The floor is all yours.
Well, I think I gotta say thank you to everyone in the Kingston community, especially like Cam, Kyle, and Travis, and Gavin, who've been playing disc golf with me. And every time I say, "You want to go out, Pastor? Let's go." And I think if he's listening to this, he probably wouldn't be too happy if I didn't mention that he also caddied for me um, in the last round of the Five Sisters tournament, which was extremely, extremely welcomed because 23 holes. I think that round was probably like 5 hours long, so it was a nice little caddy experience.
Yeah, that's one where a caddy is definitely going to be handy. So big shout out there. And sorry in advance to anybody that Carter didn't think. I'm sure you will let him know about it. I'm sure you will let him know about it later. But Carter, it has been a blast to have you on. Like I said, to finally have you on. We've talked about it a lot at tournaments and stuff, and I've anybody that's listened to the show knows that I am a huge supporter of Stone's Throw, the tournaments out there, the community out there. I say it all the time on the podcast. So reiterating everything that you said there, but it is great to officially have you on the show, my friend, and good luck with the rest of your season, man. And it's I'll be watching along, and I know you'll be racking up more wins. So best of luck.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We will be right back on Missed Mando. Welcome back to Missed Mando. Thank you so much once again to Carter for coming on and joining the podcast. An absolute blast to finally have him here on the show. And we are now going to get into some of our local news and whatnot. No general news to really go over, but as always, there are lots and lots of registrations to talk about. So, Shawnee G, let's throw it over to you.
Somehow, we are not shrinking this list of tournament registrations. They just keep coming and coming and coming, but they're just getting a little farther away, deeper into the season. Absolutely love it. First up, the Glow Lot, the Chain Link Conservation Series and Good Lot Brewery doing an event with Dr. Glow, Dan Rice, at the Good Lot Brewery in Caledon. That's going down June 13th. Of course, it's a glowy event. Registration opens on April 30th. This is going down on their newly expanded 18-hole course, and it is only $10 to register. A bargain. I'm going to be definitely looking into that one for sure. Next, Guelph's CWE, Canadian Women's Event, is going down at Eastview again on June 27th. Registration for that opens up on May 1st. Definitely check that out and maybe sign up to caddy or sign up to volunteer if you're in that area. Also going down in Guelph that weekend is the Guelph Good Games 2026. This happens as usual at the Arboretum and will be a 27-hole tournament with 9 holes of singles, 9 holes of doubles alternate shot, and 9 holes of doubles best shot. They say that this is, quote, a unique format that gives everyone a chance to compete, win prizes, and play alongside disc golfers of all levels. The Guelph Games is all about community, movement, and celebrating sport, so grab your discs and let's play. And if I understand it, it's a multi-sport event, and your $50 entry fee gets you the full weekend or the full day of all the other events that are going on. So definitely check out the Guelph Good Games. It sounds like a kind of a fun alternative format. Next, the 2026 Forest City Open is going down, as always, at St. Julian's in London on July 11th and 12th. Registration opens on May 11th, and this is an Ontario tour stop with the top 3 finishers earning a place at provincials. The NADGT Lakewood Challenge is going down at Lakewood Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. That's down by Windsor. It's happening on August 1st. Winners get a spot at the North American Disc Golf Championships. Registration for that opens on May 1st. This next one I'm pretty excited about. The Wooden Sky. This is a new tournament on a new course. Tournament's going down at the Rock Disc Golf Course. This is a new one designed by Chris Zollins. It's out in Hamilton. It is an Ontario tour stop as well, with provincial spots up for grabs. This event happens August 8th and 9th, and registration opens on April 30th for early bird spots, May 1st for volunteer registration, and May 2nd for general registration. I haven't played the course. I don't even know if it's open yet, but it looks, it's a Chris Zollins course. I'm very much looking forward to it. He's a fantastic designer. I know he's been putting a lot of work getting the thing ready. Looking forward to that tournament for sure. And last for the next 2 weeks is the Nickel City Open. This is back again at Sudbury, of course, going down September 5th to 6th at Twin Stacks. This event is going to be your last chance to earn a provincials qualifying spot. So be sure to sign up. I know I will not have earned a provincial qualifying spot at any other event. So I might have to go up. The very unlikely chance that I could earn one there. Early bird registration. It opens up May 1st. Nickel City Club members on May 8th. There's some age protected divisions that open on May 12th, and general registrations opens up on May 14th. Fantastic course put together by the Humses, friends of the show. And as always, for all these events and more, follow them on Disc Golf Scene. Check them out. Don't miss your registration windows, and sign up and play lots of disc golf all over the provinces here.
So many options, so many great tournaments. We are, wow, why was I struggling to say that so much? We are spoiled as disc golfers here in Ontario, and it's been a busy start to the year, and it just keeps getting busier and busier and busier. Absolutely love it. Speaking of tournaments, let's talk about some tournaments that have already happened and get into our recaps. And the 2026 Ontario Tour officially kicked off with its first stop at the Stones Throw Spring Open in Enterprise, Ontario, which saw 117 players across 19 divisions out looking for a top 3 finish to qualify for provincials. In FPO, Taylor Quigley averaged 10 points above her rating, highlighted by a 900 rated round 1, but she won the tournament the minute she signed up, as she was the only player in the division and gets the solo win. In MPO, newest friend of the show, Carter Yeomans shot a 10-14 rated -3 in the first round to take the lead, but Dylan McDonald was right on his heels, following a 1,006 rated -2. Unfortunately, Dylan would struggle in the final round, dropping into third behind Jacob Mainville, who finished in second, and Carter would fire a 1,005 rated -2 to take down the win by 8 strokes. Over in MP40, Brady Belanger took a 8-stroke lead going into the final round after a 990 rated even par in round 1. But in the final round, things got interesting as Colin McDonald had taken Brady's lead down to only 2 strokes, but 2 late bogeys would give some cushion again as Brady takes down the win by 4 strokes. In the top amateur divisions, the FA1 leaderboard was jam-packed after the first round, with Megan Donovan holding a 1-stroke lead over both Lauren Williams and Danny McBride. And in the final round, Megan was able to keep her scorecard the cleanest and would go on to take down the win by 3 strokes over Lauren in second, with Danny rounding out the podium in third. In MA1, Gabe Palat had the hot round with a 990 rated even par to take a 3-stroke lead over Kyle McCutcheon into the final round. But in that final round, it was Marc-Andre Comtois who shot the hot round, a 989 rated even par, to tie Gabe for the lead and send things to a playoff. After both taking pars on the first 2 holes, Mark was able to get the clutch birdie on the third to take down the win and get his season going. Shawnee G, let's throw it over to you for any thoughts, aces, one-shot wins, anything you got coming out of the Stones Throw Spring Open.
No aces, unfortunately, for this one. I guess the course, I haven't played the course. Does it line up well for aces?
There's some opportunities out there, but it's tricky.
They usually are. But we did have 3 close battles. We had MA40 being taken down by Mark Lazou by 1 stroke over Michael Lewis. And interesting, Lazou is an anagram of Lewis. MA50 went to a tiebreaker, and Chris Cooper held off Ken Lang by a stroke in a one-hole playoff. Well done there. And in MA3, young gun Alexander Michelin, the pride of Bronte, took it down by a stroke over Ryan Muscle. Well done there, Alex. He did really, really well out at Five Sisters. He took it down there too. So the season has started off really great for young Alex, and very much looking forward to see how he keeps going.
Spoiler alert from Shawnee G there. We will get to the Five Sisters Open. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. But we do have another tournament to get to before we get there. Next, we are going to head 30 minutes north of Peterborough to the back-to-back number one voted course in Ontario in the Miss Mando course vote, Project 15, for the aptly named Project 15 Open, which ran things a little different this year with MPO and FPO divisions and ratings-based color divisions below that, and it saw 68 players across 5 total divisions. In the FPO division, Colleen McInnes took a one-stroke lead over Sandy Hindle following a 933 rated +3 in the first round. And in the final round, it was a back-and-forth battle, starting with Sandy taking 3 strokes on the first 3 holes to take the lead, followed by Colleen getting 3 strokes back in the next 4 holes to get the lead back. 2 holes later, Colleen pushed her lead to 2, and then after both players shot +1 over a 6-hole stretch, Colleen would take an untimely double bogey to tie the lead with 2 holes to play. Sandy would get a birdie on the second last hole to take a one-stroke lead, and both players would take a bogey on the final hole, crowning Sandy as the winner after an epic battle between 2 Ontario legends. Over in MPO, Chris Tao shot a 10-21 rated opening round to take a 2-stroke lead over Joe Vanderveen and Calvin Roorda, who both shot 1,006 rated -3 rounds. In the final round, Calvin was able to get within 1 stroke of the lead, and Joe stayed within 2 for most of the round. But some late bogeys would drop Calvin into third, 1 stroke behind Joe in second, and Chris was able to take down the win by 3 strokes, averaging 10-14 rated for the event. In the 970 and under division, Justin Murphy and yours truly, that's right, Roller Coaster Robbie, were in the lead at -3 with only 3 holes left in the round. But 2 bogeys dropped me 1 back of the lead, and 1 bogey for Justin dropped him into a 3-way tie for first with Craig Ireland and Miles Ladder. The final round, however, turned into the Miles show as he started his round with a bogey, but finished the last 17 holes bogey-free with 6 birdies for a 1,001 rated -5, the first 1,000 rated round he's ever shot, to take down the win by 5 strokes over Justin and Nathan Kay, who tied for second. I would also like to point out that during the lunch break between first and second round, I slapped a missed Mando patch onto Miles's bag, and he immediately shot his first 1,000 rated round right after that. Coincidence? I think not. I think not. That patch has powers. In the 935 and under division, Dale Semple and Spencer Boughton were tied for the round 1 lead after 966 rated -5 rounds, 1 stroke ahead of Elliot Norton in third. But in the final round, it was Dale who was able to pull away from the field, shooting a 978 rated -6 to take down the win by 4 strokes over Elliot, with Paul Saftich rounding out the podium in third. And in the 900 and under division, Josh Sachs took a 1-stroke lead over Joseph Pesci after the first round, with Alex McKenzie another stroke back in third. And in the final round, Josh was able to clutch up and shoot the division hot round again and would go on to win by 3 strokes, averaging 21 points above his rating for the event. All right, Shawnee G, let's throw it over to you for any thoughts that you've got coming out of the Project 15 Open.
Not many. Love the course as always. Of course, it was great We had no aces, and we had no close battles. Everybody took it down by a nice little comfortable margin. So that's it for me. Back to you, Robbie.
I will say, because I am confident that he will hear this, as I know Sean likes to always joke, our listener. Well, if there's one listener that I am pretty confident is always listening, it is the one and only Gabe Robinson. And I know I said this all to him at the tournament, but I will reiterate it on the podcast for everybody to hear. An absolute pleasure to be back at Project 15 for another year. The course is just, it's magical when you step back out there. I'm always reminded about how much I love it, and it always brings out something good in my game, which probably helps in how much I love it. But it was looking great, and Gabe and Carl both put on a great event. So shout out to everybody involved there in another successful Project 15 tournament. Our final recap takes us to Westport, Ontario for the Five Sisters Spring Open, which was the second stop of this year's Ontario Tour and saw 101 players across 17 divisions battling for a top 3 finish to book their qualification to provincials later this year. In MPO, once again, newest friend of the show, Carter Yeomans, scorched the field early, shooting a 994 rated -5 in the first round to take a 6-stroke lead over Jacob Mainville. But in the final round, he went nuclear, firing an insane 1023 rated -10 with 3 bogeys to leave the rest of the division behind and win by 12 strokes, his second win in 2 events to start the season so far. Over in MP40, David Milks took a big lead early, shooting a 963 rated +1 to lead by 6 strokes over Colin McDonald. And in the final round, both players had solid rounds with matching 956 rated even pars, making David's round 1 lead insurmountable in the 6-stroke win over Colin, with Michael van der Eycken finishing in third, and world-famous podcaster Sean Galbraith finishing in fourth. I will note, only 39 strokes off the lead. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Over in the MP50 division, Ontario legend Jeff Moulton, PDGA 3539, is still out kicking ass, shooting a 976 rated -2 in the first round to take a 9-stroke lead, and followed it up with a 967 rated -7 to take down the win by 16 strokes, the 75th win of his career. In the top amateur divisions, FA1 saw a sister battle on home turf at the top of the leaderboard as Sarah Dawn held a 2-stroke lead over Jessica Dawn after round 1. But in the final round, it was Sarah who was able to run away from the division, shooting a 883 rated even par to take down the win by 13 strokes over Dawn Pengoli, with Jessica finishing in third. In MA1, Chris Hosmer had the hot start with a 964 rated even par to take a 4-stroke lead over Dylan Michaud. But in the final round, he was able to stay steady and increase his lead into a 9-stroke win over Max Noé, with Gabriel Della Foresta rounding out the podium in third. Shawnee G, as I mentioned, you were out there. Nice 4th place finish. Let's hear some of your thoughts coming out of the Five Sisters Open.
First, Jeff Moulton. To put in perspective how good this was, he shot a -2 on golds on round 1. He's playing MP50. That would have put him in first place in MA40, and it would have put him in second place in MPO. It cannot be overstated how good Moulton is. Just It's just absolutely incredible. Uh, wild. It's absolutely love seeing him out there annihilating people just up and down the course. Any division, it doesn't matter. You're in for second place when you're playing up against Maltz. Well, we got an ace to shout out. Shout out to Ken Lang, who nailed a huge ace on hole 20 blues, 285-foot shot. This is a sick ace to get. I mean, Robbie, you don't know the course, but that's okay. It's a fantastically cool ace. It's downhill. I think you got to go around a little corner, maybe like a little anti-flex line kind of thing. A couple of the guys on my card in round 2, they were buzzing the tower. They came pretty close to nailing the ace from golds. And but to get it from blue, huge shout out to Ken Lang. We had no divisions that were taken down by a single point. Everybody was fairly comfortable in their margin of victories. Of course, we want to give a big shout out to what's his name here? I think it's Gabby Vivar for taking down FA50 by 3 strokes. Let's go, Gabby. Well done. Your season's off to a fantastic start, and really look forward to seeing what you do for the rest of this season. I'm not saying that because she's at the other end of the condo right now. Let's see here. What else we got? We got shout out to Cam Collier for winning MA50 by 7 strokes for his 3rd win in 4 events this year. And somehow he still hasn't gone pro. Shocking. Maybe he will make that jump sometime this year and he can beat me in MP50 instead of beating me in MA50. But that's it for me. I said it before. Say it again. Can't say enough good things about this course. Excited to see it evolve. It is so mature already. The tee pads are in great shape. For the most part, there's work is still being done. The fairways are in fantastic shape. There's the pars are really fair, which is fantastic. It's a very much premier course, and I think we're going to see the Cedar Creek effect happen next year in the Robbie Holden course votes, where now that more people are playing this course, they're going to be rating it pretty high, and I think we're going to see it shoot up the ranking in next year like Cedar Creek did this year.
I am very excited to eventually make it out to this course. I will make it happen. But a great tournament there, and yeah, Shawnee G, solid performance. Listen, only 39 strokes off the lead, but if you keep not finishing in last, we're gonna have to. It's not going to be the Sean Galbraith Memorial position anymore.
I know it's a real problem. I'm just going to have to sandbag it and make sure I get down into last place to keep my position.
There we go. A reverse sandbag.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I played MP40 because my theory of the game this year is I could stay in MA50 because I'm the lowest rated player in any division I play in. But I'd be losing to like 20 guys. I'm moving over to MP50 because I'm losing to like 5 guys. That's cool. And in this case, I played MP40. I was going to lose to 4 guys, and in this case, I only lost to 3 guys. So that was pretty cool. That's probably going to be my top finish for this year, almost unquestionably. Like there's no way I'm tired. Mostly playing Pro 50 this year, and there's absolutely no chance that I'm going to finish higher than 4th place in any event. Even if there's only 3 players, I'll still find a way to finish 4th.
Well, speaking of players that are much better than us and have much better finishes than us, let's move on to some Pro Tour recaps, and we're going to start with the Jonesboro Open, which was an epic battle. Well, at least on the FPO side. On the MPO side, big shocker, Gannonburg goes wire to wire, leading by 1 stroke after round 1, leading by 5 strokes after round 2, and getting the win by 4 strokes with Isaac Robinson in second, Adam Hannes rounding out the podium in third. Just another dominant performance by Gannon, and just continues this absolute insane start to the season that he is having so far. But over on the FPO side, it was an incredible finish. Henna Blomroos has a 1-stroke lead over Holland Hanley after the first round. She has a 2-stroke lead over Holland Hanley after the second round. And in the third round, I'm sure there were lots of people out there that were expecting Holland to take this down, that Henna was going to have another Henna choke moment and not be able to get it done. But not only did Henna Blomroos actually win this tournament by 1 stroke over Holland Hanley, she did so by having multiple huge putts down the stretch. Deep C1, some from C2, an absolute incredible performance, one that we have never seen from Hannah Blomroos, um, in especially on the putting green. She had down the stretch, in the back nine, she had a 38-foot putt for par on hole 10. She hit a 16-foot putt for birdie on 11, 15 for birdie on 12, 30-footer for birdie on 13, a 34-footer for par on 14, and then had some shorter ones to finish out the round, including a double bogey on the final hole where she knew that she could just lay up for the double bogey, because she had already secured the win at that point. And seeing the reaction from her, seeing the reaction from all of her competitors, was something that I just absolutely loved to see. And for it to happen because of her putter is absolutely mind-boggling to me, and something that I never thought that we would be saying in regard to Henna Blomroos, but here we are. And if we've said it for a while that she is one of, if not the best thrower on the planet in the FBO division, if she can have some big putting moments like that, she will be very, very hard to beat. So, Shawnee G, let's hear some of your thoughts coming out of the Jonesboro Open.
It was one of the great things about Gannon being on such an absolute tear is that it really frees up your Sunday afternoon. You don't need to watch the tournament. It's kind of nice. You can do other things. You can go out. You can play disc golf or just ignore MPO entirely because the action's down in FPO, and that's where we found Team Canada Air Force. Sophia coming in tied for 12th. Sophia Dunica, friend of the show, and of course, friend of the show, Rebecca Dawn, putting the practice that she gained, of course, at Five Sisters disc golf course, coming in solid 18. Both of them cashed. Love to see it. Well done. And we got one ace shout out to Casey White. Got a nice big ace on a 324-foot shot. I hope he got the ace pot because, man, that would be sad if he didn't. Pretty sure there isn't an ace pot on the Pro Tour, but hope he got it anyway. That's it for me.
Yep, no, definitely hope for an ace pot there. I actually have no idea if they have ace pots on the Pro Tour. I would assume not, but I honestly have no idea. Comment below if you are a Pro Tour player and know the answer to that question. But a great tournament there, and we will move on to the next Pro Tour event that has happened since the last time we have been on, and we will start with FPO in this one, which was another epic epic battle. Hannah Blomroos continued her hot stretch and had a 1-stroke lead after the first round. She had a 5-stroke lead over Holland Hanley and Sophia Dunica, who were tied for second after round 2. And once again, things got interesting very early in the round with Henna taking some early bogeys. She bogeyed 2 and 5. Didn't take another bogey the rest of the way, so she bounced back really well, but opened the door for some players to get in, and Evelina Salonen went absolutely berserk in the final round, shooting a 9 under with a bogey as well. 10 birdies out there. Absolutely crazy. A 10-23 rated round. She gets the birdie on 18 to force the playoff. And on the first playoff hole, she absolutely parks her approach shot on the par 4. Henna has to hit a longer putt to try and continue the playoff, but misses. And Evelina takes it down. This is now the 6th different winner in 6 events to start the DGPT season in FPO. Absolutely love to see the amount of talent in the field that is capable of getting wins. Who is going to be the first player to get their second win of the season? It's going to be interesting to watch for sure. Over on the MPO side of this tournament, it was controversy central. There was many conversations going on the course between players about time enforcement and when the stopwatch should officially start, and a whole bunch of stuff relating to that. And then there was a whole bunch of drama as well because the night before the final round, the DGPT announced that they were cutting the bottom 30% of the MPO field and shuffling around tee times to try and get ahead of some inclement weather that was going to be on the way during the final round. And then on hole 7, I believe, of the final round, they announced that hole 7 for the lead card, I should say. They announced that they were officially going to shorten it to a 9-hole final round. Second straight year that the MPO final round has been shortened to 9 holes at the KC Wide Open. But it was shortened, and Calvin, Ricky, and Gannon, who were with Cole Redolin on the lead card, were definitely not happy about it. I think part of that probably being how late they were informed. I mean, they were already playing hole 7, and then they were 2 strokes behind Cole at the time, I believe, or at least one was 2 strokes behind. And it's like, okay, now I've got two holes left to try and make this up. So I can understand some frustration there, but in the end, it was Cole Redolin who takes down the win, and he actually probably could have won by 3 strokes because he had a great drive on the final hole, but knowing he had won it at that point, he just laid up under the basket so he could have that last tap in putt that everybody wants at the end of a tournament. He played great. I don't know even if they played the last 9 holes, if anybody was going to catch Cole. He played fantastic. But he ends up taking down the win by 2 over Ricky and Calvin, who tied for second. And Gannon, his first event this season where he has missed the top 2. He took a double bogey on hole 5 in the final round and finishes 1 stroke out of what would have been a 3-way tie for second to keep that streak going, but he finishes in 4th, still having a great start to the year, nonetheless. But lots happening at the KC Wide Open this past weekend. Shawnee G, let's hear some of your thoughts coming out of the tournament.
Love this event. Love this course. It is fun to watch. The first hole is, well, not the best first hole on tour because, of course, Maple Hill still exists, but it is still an absolutely fantastic first hole. So much risk reward at play. Love it. This is a great course, and I really hope that this event stays on tour. Jonesboro, I could do without it. We could ditch that one by now. But KCWO, I hope it stays on tour for a long time because this is a fantastic course to watch. First, ace shout out, Mr. Crazy Pants and Crazy Outfits, Joel Freeman nails a 430-foot ace. Wow. That's a fantastic ace. I don't care if it's uphill, downhill, around the hill. It's just that's just a smash. Absolute smash. What an ace. Super, super cool. And shout out to the Canadian women. Rebecca Dawn pulling together a fantastic final round after getting a little bit beat up early. Was battling for cash. Shreds the final round, was on pace to set the course record. Fell off a little bit towards the end, but fantastic finish. Finished tied for 14th, well into cash. Well done there. And of course, Sophia Dunica, who was battling it out on lead card in last day, finishes tied for 7th. Great tournament, fantastic. They're off for, I guess, a couple weeks vacation now. Take it easy before they head down to Texas. I believe Waco is the next one, or Waco, I think, is Waco the Jonesboro Pro Series event, and then they go to Austin.
Waco is a Jonesboro Series event, and then I believe you are correct. That would make sense if the Open at Austin was the next one, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a DGPT Plus event. I could be mistaken
it has
on
been
that.
In the past, let me see here.
Yes, schedule.
Austin is a DGPT Plus, a 4-day tournament, first one of the season.
Love it, absolutely love it. Well, first Plus event we have had a 4-round.
Well, of course,
tournament with Champions Cup, of course, but yeah, it's been a wild season so far. I mean, obviously on the MPO side, we've seen just this complete dominance from Gannon to start the season so far, only finishing outside of the top 2 once, and he finished 4th. Absolutely crazy, and 6 different FPO champions in 6 different events is absolutely wild to see. One thing that I did want to mention, just while we were talking Pro Tour, was I was looking at the at statmando.com. For anybody that doesn't know, StatMando, incredible resource for disc golf stats. They have some of their own ranking systems on there as well. You can look at head-to-head matchups between players. Super cool. There are so many stat categories on there. I mean, just looking through it now, I can see that just one in particular is Major and Elite Series stats of the last 10 years, MPO, and then another one that has it for FPO. There's another one for 5 years if you only want the last 5 years. Incredible stats, but they also have their own ranking system to rank players. They have their StatMando official rankings, but what I thought was a cooler one is their StatMando Power Rankings, which is a 15-week ranking system to determine the hottest players currently. So it obviously weights more recent tournaments a lot higher. And your recent performances, it'll weigh a lot higher. And as things start to tail off, they're worth less as they go on. And it's only 15 weeks, so it is a more accurate representation of what's currently going on. Especially, I would say, at this point in the season where we've now had 15 weeks of the Pro Tour going on so far. At least I would think. No, not 15 weeks. That's too much. But we're getting there. So a good time to check in on this, and surprise, in the official. Oh no, sorry, this is the official rankings. I'm looking at the wrong page. Here we go, power rankings. But also, surprise, Holland Hanley is number 1 in the power rankings, but creeping up on her very quickly and moving up 2 places after the last event is Hannah Blumrose, sitting at number 2, who of course got her first win and then also took down a second place in that playoff against Evelina. Number 3, Owen Scoggins. Number 4, Silva Saarinen. And number 5, Evelina Salonen. Crazy to see that 3 of the top 5 are European ladies. Really not that big of a surprise if you know the FPO division. And over on the MPO side, with a massive lead. Just to put this in perspective, Holland's lead in uh, the FPO side, she is 69.41 points in the power rankings. Henna 66.71, and then Own 62.96. So top 3 all within 7 points of each other. Gannonburg, number 1, of course, 238.9. Ricky Wysocki in second place, 122.37. Over 100 points behind. That is just how dominant. And then Ricky is a full almost 30 points ahead of number 3, which is Nicholas Antala in third place on this list. So just goes to show you how dominant Gannon Burr has been of late. Isaac Robinson in fourth place, and then Cole Radalin jumps up 36 spots in this ranking after taking down the win, and he goes into fifth place on this power rankings list now. So cool. I thought power rankings instead of the because there's the PDGA world standings, which still has like Kristen at number 3, because it's over 2 years and it takes a while for somebody's performances to kind of cycle out of the way that they do it. So a shorter time period of only 15 weeks for a power ranking, I thought was pretty cool. Any thoughts on that, Johnny G?
I love that there's so many statistics that you get to absolutely nerd the hell out on. And I'm excited to see how the dog race and the horse race and the pony race and whatever race it is, how it all shakes out towards the end of the season when people really hit their stride. It's gonna be cool to see.
I will say, and just kind of thinking on the fly here, MPO Player of the Year is probably already done at this point, to be honest.
It was done last year.
Yeah, Gannon, that's true. Yeah, before the season even started.
He could just hang out in the parking lot during events, and he'd still probably win Player of the Year.
Yeah, that is true. On the FPO side, however, it is a lot more interesting, as we have 6 different winners to start the season. So, Shawnee G, I'm wondering, who would be your early season player of the year so far? I will give you some stats to go along with this. Of course, we have wins from Holland Hanley, Owen Scoggins, Hannah Blomroos, Silva Saarinen, Jessica Gerthy, Evelina Salonen. I will sort this so that I will say that it's only the winners. We'll say that only the winners so far are in this conversation. So among them, big surprise, Holland Hanley has the most podiums. She has 5 podiums in 6 events. Owen and Henna have 3 podiums. I will say, though, Holland is the only player on this list to have 6 starts. Owen has 5, Henna and Silva have 4, Jessica Gerthy has 5, and Evelina only has 4. More podiums for Holland. All of these players they're not. Holland is a perfect 6 for 6 in top 10s. Owen is 5 for 5. Henna has missed the top 10 once. So has Jessica Gerthy has missed the top 10 twice. Evelina Salonen has missed the top 10 once. Some stats for your consideration.
There is only one stat that I think matters for determining Player of the Year, and that is who gets the Miss Mando bump by being a guest on this show, and that can only be, of that list currently so far, only one player. Holland Hanley. She's my pick for no other reason other than she said yes to coming on this show for some reason. And so I'm not sure if she's done better or worse since doing so, but I think that it bodes well for her disc golf IQ on the course that she said yes to coming on Miss Mando. And so she is absolutely, unquestionably, without a doubt, bet the house she's done Player of the Year.
Yeah, I would have to agree that at this point, Holland Hanley would get my vote in that category. She has obviously has one win along with the rest of the ladies that we were talking about, but does have the best average finishing place of anyone on this list at 2.67. Owen is right there at 2.8, only, 0.13 behind. So Owen is definitely right up there as well. But Holland's got 5 podiums, only finished off the podium once so far. And yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. Obviously, this is very early because once players start to win multiple events, that is when things will really start to take shape in the Player of the Year race. Alrighty, Shawnee G, anything else that we wanted to go over on this episode? I don't think so. This has been a good episode. We have gone over a lot. And good luck to players at everything coming up this weekend. We've got the Christie Lake Spring Fling coming up, an iconic tournament in the Ontario disc golf scene. And the Muskoka Open is next weekend, which is another big one that I will be at, and I am very excited for, especially with the new and improved Limberlost that we talked lots about with Spencer Young when we had him on the show recently. Or maybe you're playing the Rolo Derby or the the FRDG or Fridge CWE in Aurelia. Sandy Throw out in Kemptville, Nico's Drive 5 in Guelph. Good luck to everybody wherever you are throwing. And until the next time, we will see ya on the course.